Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
I like listening to my fan. I like listening
Just
to
for
my
fun,
fan.
you could bypass your compressor and we could hear it all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Or
Happy.
we could mic the fan.
Yeah,
No,
we
you-
should mic the fan.
Let me see. I'll point the microphone to it. Not
Yeah,
that
it's-
loud, really.
No,
It's kind of me.
Hey, it's
all
audible.
about
Does the
me.
audio? Does the effects mic reach the fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, and then you mix it down
Oh, I
live.
love it when we develop a new character on air.
It's the president of our
It's
fan
the
club.
best.
What it is?
The fan.
The fan.
Mike's.
106.7 The fan.
All right, I'm turning all the microphones
It's gonna
off,
fire Mike
except for
soon.
this one.
It's gonna lose listeners.
Yeah. Oh, there we
I
go.
love
Yeah. Daddy cool. Daddy likey.
Dukes.
Hey, if you run all
that?
that,
That
if you
sound good?
if you run all that background noise, it sounds like we're part of the Nerdist company.
Oh, they have the worst audio.
The Hindenburg is making its way. Let's listen. Hold on. The Hindenburg is making its way in. Oh, no, there seems to be flame and fire. Oh, the humanity is horrible. All right, enough of that.
Do you,
Yes.
Mike, do you love that you don't need AC up there?
I do, but there are, and you know, I'd be lying if I said there were days up here where it was unbearable, because it wasn't. There have been a couple of days where we've taped two, and we run into the midday situation, and it's been I can't,
Because you're in the
I can't
upper
do it.
level, right, of the house.
Yeah, and you'll see for this weekend, if we had done two shows on Saturday here, I would have gone to Amazon and purchased a small air conditioning unit, because today this house got hot, but it is it's nothing compared to the rest of the country.
Well,
It is, that's why
Heat
we're here.
wave, baby.
I always get up and I check the weather on my phone first thing. And I see it's going to be 93 in D.C. today.
Why
and
would you check the weather?
to see what it's
You
like?
wear the same thing every day.
Yeah, but don't you want to know?
Birkenstocks, shorts, and a T-shirt.
Don't you want to know?
No.
You don't want to know. All right.
No.
But you know what? Then I checked the Hancock weather, because I still have it in there from when I went up. You have a high.
that's cool.
You have
That's
a high
cool.
of 75 today, Mike.
High.
A high of 75.
Do you really
It's
need the
glor-
fan
it's a-
now?
Today would be glorious. What's that?
Do you really need the fan today?
The answer is no.
Oh, you
well,
see,
then
now he's
maybe
just showing
a professional
off.
broadcaster would just turn off the
Oh,
fan.
there
then.
goes the backdrop. Oh, no.
What did you say? What did you say, you bastard?
I didn't say anything. I said your rule.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you said.
Yes.
I said you rule.
By the
And
way,
and
I
the
tasted.
backdrop
Somebody
never
sent
fell.
me a sample of that beer, the Maneuver, over the weekend.
Yes. It's okay, Mike.
That's all I could come up with. That's all I could come up with. You know?
Nasty.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
man,
Whatever
it's
you say to me
fine.
bounces off me, sticks on you.
Yeah, Mike, it sticks on you. Not to you. Sticks on
It
you.
was poisonous. But anyway, no. So there. Now listen.
Oh,
Isn't that,
there is actually a big difference.
It is a difference. Yeah.
Wow.
For me, I know I send my little thing
Yeah.
to you guys, and I know there are people that go, "Oh, they're talking about audio again." We're audiophiles.
That's what we do.
When it's like this in here, it's
There's
it's
a
just
distinct
sucky.
difference even down here.
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
Wow.
There is. And so suffering in silence is what I'll do, and
And actually, you sound better, because a lot of people don't know this, that fan draws on the Wi-Fi. It's a Bluetooth fan.
right, exactly. It's a Bluetooth
There are
fan.
Bluetooth fans.
I know there
Well,
are.
we could go on and on about audio, but whenever Rob Spiewak comes to me and says, "Hey, for the opening of the show today, Pony has something," boy, do I get excited.
You should.
I get visibly excited.
Because today, the studio mic, today we are internless, which gave me much quality time with Matthew Bloom before the program, one-on-one time. And he says, "You know what I found out this weekend?" And I said, huh? And he said to me one sentence. And I said, "Stop it. I would like to hear more, but not just yet." And now, as I roll the dice, because he may not even get it as good as he did when we were by ourselves,
yeah.
Pony, what was the lead sentence?
I asked if you were aware that in Japan, Colonel Sanders is Santa Claus.
What?
Hold on a second.
is Santa Claus.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
The new
Wait
Colonel
a
Sanders or the old one?
The old Colonel Sanders.
Old school.
Really?
The triple OG.
Really?
He's Santa Claus?
Isn't
Yeah.
that great?
It is amazing.
How did you find this out?
Yeah. Well, were you searching Japanese porn?
Well, actually, you will see in most animes, at some point or another, you will see at least one Colonel Sanders statue on a street corner in like pretty much any series, because there are thousands and thousands of KFCs all over Japan.
Wow.
Okay.
They are obsessed.
You know, we all do
with
our
him.
share of surfing, Pony, but you've done some quality surfing.
Yes,
to
I
find
certainly
this,
have.
so,
Deviant, some may say.
let me see.
Most would say.
Japan. Yeah, and there's Japan again. First it's anime, and now it's Colonel Sanders. So,
I have obsessions.
Love it or leave it, man.
all right, let me see. There he is.
America
there
or
he is.
Japan?
I'm looking
Oh,
at
if he
the
doesn't
images.
love it here, he should leave it.
We have the show image, and one of these particular Colonel Sanders that they have, it's the it looks like to be a plastic Colonel Sanders wrapped in a Spider-Man costume, but a Fat Man Spider-Man costume.
Well, you know,
So
in
that's what
some
it is.
KFCs, there was one in Falls Church that had a life-size Colonel Sanders statue within the restaurant. So
Well,
maybe they're
and
more
that
common
seems
over
to
there.
be what I'm looking at. And Tony, I hate to burst your bubble here, but not only they've only put the Santa Claus outfit on Colonel Sanders because it's that time of year, I think. Because I've seen Colonel Sanders as Spider-Man and as a geisha, and also some as a samurai, and so Colonel
Here's
Sanders
a picture
seems to
of
be
Colonel Sanders, Mike, as a power bottom.
Yes. Well, here's one where he's dressed in Halloween garb. He's got pumpkins on him. So I think they take Colonel. It's not that the Japanese culture believes that Colonel Sanders is Santa Claus, Pony. I think that they actually dress him up for the seasonal promotion.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, they actually see Colonel Sanders as Santa Claus, and you will not see a standard bearded Santa Claus. You will see
But Pony,
Whoa.
it's like that's the white guy they dress up as
It is,
every holiday.
because they think Colonel Sanders is all white people from the
but that's
southern
what,
half of
that's
America.
what Mike just said. Mike just said that. What were you looking at when he was
No,
talking
he
to
just
you?
said that they dress him up as all sorts of costumes.
They
saying
do.
that
On every
think-
holiday.
Yes, and
They
I
do
said that-
on the holidays. So it's not that they think that people in Japan think that Colonel Sanders is Santa Claus, and we're having a stupid discussion because Santa Claus is a fictitious character.
Hey!
I only found that out 2 months ago.
Hey, come on, Mike.
Now, but
It was terrible.
but the logic is this: out of all the white people they could pick to be, I guess, their white guy of the holiday, they pick Colonel Sanders. That's the interesting part. Why him of all people?
And how deep did you go? Do they think that the Colonel brings presents?
No, but
With
he
two
brings,
sides?
He brings the traditional pati baru, which means party barrel, which
Here
is
we
a
go.
big
It's the
bucket
real
of chicken.
Pati
Christmas.
Beru. Are you doing an English Japanese accent? Is
No,
that what
that's
you're
actually
doing?
how it's spelled.
Pati Barol.
P-A-A-T-I-B-A-R-E-R-U.
Mir dear?
Pati baru.
So barrel is Baru? Baru.
Baru.
And so they're not a Christian faith-based nation. Why do they have Santa Claus?
That is basically the reason that they do Christmas,
Halloween.
chicken buckets, and Halloween, and they have him as their like holiday party guy.
Maybe
I
he's their
guess.
like American like ambassador
Exactly.
to all the
he's-
holidays.
And you know what? Yeah, maybe he's more, he does all holidays like Budman.
Yeah, Budman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that makes more
then I
sense.
think
At least
the
it's
only
not
way to-
religious.
Yeah.
I think the only way to counter that is to roll down to Panda Express and dress that little bear up in a geisha costume. Or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
Chicken bitches.
Right. Oh, hold on. Here's
Do we
something
use
in
an
the,
equivalent here in the States? Is it a panda everything?
Well,
Panda
that'd
is
be China.
common. Well, you know what? We really don't like to differentiate.
Is Panda
here.
China?
We like to keep it easy.
I should know that. Damn it.
do you know that in 2013
What?
that the president and chief executive of Kentucky Fried Chicken Japan purchased the trademark white suit worn by company founder Harlan Sanders?
Wow.
That's a collector's item.
That is.
Isn't
That is.
terrific?
Got to swatch that thing a couple times.
There's nothing
Yeah,
I like
to
better than
refresh
showing
it.
you
Yeah.
guys pictures. There he is.
Oh, wow.
He's wearing it.
Wow, and the tie, too.
Look at that.
Well, you know,
Yes,
Mike,
dude.
you know, most folks, most folks wouldn't
Right.
buy that suit.
They think it might be a little bit sold. You know. It's 11 herbs and spices. Thank you very much. Well, Pony, as usual, you've set the table for a fabulous week of programs. And that means, boy, I am so excited now. We can really start the show. Thanks, Pony.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Who are you?
I'm Fire Marshal Bill Burns, and this magic show could be a hazard to life and limb.
Sir, I assure you what I perform is magic. It is completely safe.
That's what they said about the World Trade Center, son. But me and my friend Abdul and a couple of pounds of plastic explosive showed them different. Let me tell you something. Say you're about to wow the audience with a little sleight of hand. You go to tap your wrist with a magic wand. When somebody yells out, "Look, Siegfried and Roy just made a salami disappear." They'll get excited. You pick up your magic machete instead, and before you know it, presto, you're changing your name to David Chopperfield. Oh, folks, nothing up my sleeve.
Isn't that a wonderful trick, folks? Now, if I may direct your attention, ladies and gentlemen, to the lovely bird cage.
Hold it right there, Magic Johnson. That little aviary is an accident waiting to happen. Say you go to cover these birds with one of your mystical snot rags. What you don't know is, Pyro, the mentally deficient fire eater, has switched it with a gasoline-soaked drag, like so. That's what it's all about!
My birds, put that out!
It's so beautiful!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
That was Fire Marshal Bill. Thank you.
Bill Burns.
Bill Burns that we found out last week on the show. For all these years, we didn't even know that. Coming to you live from the Cappy Piper studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are on the air and online worldwide. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. If you're here, you do too. Now, I could tell you all about the Sleep IQ Kids Bed, but for a moment, I'd like to just pause
All right.
and talk about Nate. Nate Darling. Nate Darling.
Oh,
Nate
yes.
Darling.
Nate Darling from Sacramento, California. Nate Darling, who sent me a message over the weekend, one of the favorite messages I get. And he says, I did mention Mike O'Mara by name with Leslie McDaniels at Sleep Number in Sacramento, ladies and gentlemen. Nate, you the man. And by the way, if you want to know the weight of my heart, yes, just send me a message like that over the weekend, and you just lift my spirits immeasurably, and I am truly grateful. And you'll find during the body of today's show that lifting my spirits might be appropriate up here sometimes, just the way it goes. But Nate Darling, you went in. Nate Darling. Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
Wow,
It's been a long time.
You went a little
Nate,
Mike Beach on us, Mike.
Thank you very much. Nate Darling went into the Sleep Number store in Sacramento, got himself a Sleep Number, and mentioned my name, and I appreciate it. And now Sleep Number has the Sleep IQ Kids Bed. That's right. Your kid's sleep is important. The Sleep IQ Kids Bed is the first bed that lets you know how your child is sleeping, and it's designed to adjust and grow with them. You know your kid's sleep is important. Studies show that well-rested kids feel more confident and do better in school and in life. For back to school, there is no better school supply than better sleep for your kids. And there's only one place you'll find the Sleep IQ Kids Bed, a Sleep Number store. Come and bring your kids for a chance to win a $5,000 to $50,000 college scholarship and a Sleep IQ Kids bed. Tonight, bedtime, tomorrow, the world. Discover the Sleep IQ Kids bed at any one of the 475 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. And be sure to be like Nate Darling. And tell him that Mike O'Mara sent you. And really, what a nice thing. And I don't know if Nate bought a Sleep IQ Kids bed, but he bought a bed. And I'm very glad that he mentioned my name when he did. And I hope you all do that. And keep them coming. It helps us, and it helps the show. And we are very, very grateful. So I have to say, I love my son. That's what I want to say before I start on this entire thing.
So that's your thesis statement for this paper.
I love my son. And I just want to compliment my wife for doing a better job with him in the car yesterday. Boat was replaced by home. And we took a little road trip, a Sunday drive. One of the great traditions in American culture.
Sure.
You take a Sunday drive and you drive somewhere that is not your home. That's what you do. And up here, I got news for you. You got options.
Sure.
You got tons of options. You can go anywhere. It's a beautiful place to drive around. Beautiful scenery, beautiful ocean. It's spectacular. And I will tell you that the drive was punctuated by, I heard home. Home, 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 home. If I heard it once, I heard it 6,000 times, and there was nothing you can do. You know, we bumped into a friend of ours in the grocery store over the weekend, and she has 5 children.
Too many.
And I said something along like, well, he's been fun in the car today. I was kind of sarcastic about it. And she said to me, she's had 5. She said, the twos. And, you know, I had daughters, so I remember saying things like, the terrible twos. Not a big deal. I don't know.
And you're also building your illustrious career, so you're pretty busy, I imagine.
Probably completely disengaged father.
No, you were, paying the bills, Mike. Paying
the bills, slaying the dragon. But I do believe that my daughters, when they were 2, were not like this. This child, I think her comment was, there's no reasoning with them. And they're at that language stage now where there's no saying no and telling no. It just doesn't. Now, I know, please, before you send me the links to child care professionals and all this, just understand, I understand all of this. And I think putting your child in a routine is important, which we do. I think having your child get a tremendous amount of love.
A dance routine isn't helping.
It just was, there was nothing I could say. There was nothing when we got the new forward-facing car seat, I was like, well, this is going to be, car travel will now be special. No, car travel is now worse. Car travel is worse than it has ever been.
It's only been 3 days.
Yes, it is worse than it's ever been.
Flip them back around.
Home.
So did he want to go home? He was not liking the ride?
I assume that's what he's talking about. He wants to go home and get sprung and do what he does, be a spider monkey and touch all the things that can kill him. That's what he wants to do when he gets back here.
But you know
that's
what?
his
At least,
job
Mike,
is.
at least he's staying strapped in. Remember what happened with Robert when he was in his 2s.
He escaped, right?
On the Dulles Toll Road, which is an expressway with a 65-mile-an-hour speed limit. In the blink of an eye, he escaped his car seat, unfastened his car seat from the car, and threw it at Carrie, who was driving. Through the car seat. So, Mike, you're still playing on house money.
Well,
you're
we get
okay.
tight. Now it's tight. So we loosen his strap. Hardly loosen these straps.
I love Karis.
He turns into the Exorcist, baby. Kindly loosen these straps.
It's so vulgar, Karis. What a vulgar display of power, Karis.
Oh, people that live watch The Exorcist get what we're doing right now.
It has to be tight, though.
Well, it has to be tight because you are not dealing with a fully formed human being. You are dealing with mentally the same thing you would get if you saw American Horror Story Asylum. That is what you're getting with this particular situation.
What is so nice is that with the iPhone technology, you were able to use the recorder function, and we have tape of Mike's car yesterday.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, Reagan. I'm a friend of your mother's. I'd like to help you. You want to loosen the straps. I'm afraid you might hurt yourself, Reagan. You're not Reagan. Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras. And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
Okay, no, thank you. Oh God, I gotta turn my fan back
Kindly undo these straps.
You made him laugh so hard he's sweating.
My mother would murder me if she knew I played that tape. My mother hates that. But God,
too
you
damn
will kindly
funny.
unloosen these straps.
Everybody knows how much I love the little guy. I truly love the little guy. Yesterday was by the end of this car ride down to Deer Isle. Doesn't that sound? Can that sound any more Maine like Deer Isle? Went down to
DER,
Stonington.
like a deer?
Yeah, Deer Isle. There's
Okay.
Deer Island, which is in Canada, and then there's Deer Isle, which is
Sure.
off the coast of Maine. And
Deer,
yeah,
I'll
you
be
know,
back soon.
You go over a bridge to Deer Isle that is one of the scariest bridges. That it's not nearly as big as some of the scary ones that are super tall, but it is a suspension bridge, and it is scary. 2 lanes, and
how long is it? Is it
pickup
over a
trucks
mile?
No, not even close. But it's just scary, and on the way back towards the end of this little trip that we had, it was just like.
You will
I
kindly
really,
avoid the bridge, Father.
I believe that here are the words that I did not say, but I was playing back and forth in my mind was STFU, STFU, STFU.
Oh, no.
And I wanted to say, you can't say that to a 2-year-old. You
no.
can't. But you can play it in your mind, and that's actually how I was coping. I was in my mind, I was going, will you shut the, and it was just
Your mantra?
nonstop.
Yeah.
And he was maybe a little tired, too. We're phasing out of the 2 naps a day and into the 1 nap a day.
Tough time.
And even the 1 nap a day is not adequate. But when this lady in the grocery store, it was just like it went off in my head. I said, yeah, it's not. There's no reason right now. The language doesn't exist. So he will start walking up the stairs where the imminent fall could happen. And I said, please don't do that. And he gives me a grin and goes right up the stairs. And then I chase him, and or he will run to it. Right now is the moment of my life where I'm saying to myself, okay, boys are a little more difficult than girls. That is what I'm saying right now. I love them, and because within 15 seconds he will say something or do something that just makes me crack up, and I love that. But yesterday was just. At the end of the day, it was I'd had a lot of day.
I'm sure. Do
I look like that right now? Mm-hmm.
It's painting with a broad brush to say that because I'm sure there are bad girl kids and there are good boy kids. But I do know this: there were times when we were having a time like this with Robert, I said to Carrie, if we had him first, he would have been an only child because we wouldn't want to do this again. Yeah. Julia was such a piece of cake, for the first 10 years.
I think girls are. All my only experience is 2 girls and 1 little boy now that I'm living at the moment. And remember, and let's factor in the age factor.
Yes.
I am a bit of a curmudgeon-y individual to start with, and I have a 2-year-old. I am 56 and I have a 2-year-old.
But Mike, you are curmudgeonly but lovable. You're kind of like a modern-day Lou Grant.
Well,
everyone loves you.
I am not disengaged with this boy. I love this kid. I pay more attention to him, and I'm loving on him. I'm wrestling with him. I'm doing it all the time. But I will tell you, in the car, I want to be like 6 states over. I want to teleport myself up to the Starship. I do not want to be in that vehicle when he's going home.
So is the home bit just freedom? Does he think that means freedom?
Yeah, I think it is. Out is a big word. Home is and then of course, kindly loosen his straps.
Now, how much of it do you think it has anything to do with the fact that he's facing forward now?
I thought that facing forward would be a new window on the world.
One would think.
Boy, was that wrong advice.
But let's think, when you are rear facing, what does he essentially see but the car seat? I mean, the actual seat in the car.
Back of the seat of the car.
Now he's seeing vistas of opportunity in front of him.
Yeah, but it's not amusing him. It's not. He wants out. He wants to get out. That's what he wants.
Maybe it's too intriguing for him.
Yeah, maybe you have to build. This is actually something you could do, Mike, because there's probably enough out there that you can build it just for the stuff in your house.
Sure.
Maybe a partition like a limo in your actual SUV, or he could have a privacy curtain.
A beaded. I mean, it starts slow, like a beaded curtain.
Yeah, something like that. That'd probably make more sense in Maine.
You know what? I know what the solution. I know what the solution is, but I'm not going there yet. I'm not going to the video solution yet, where you buy that little DVD player that you hang over the seat. The cheap ones, not the ones.
Oh, you could use your iPad. You only use it for a clock right now.
Oh, yeah, I could use the iPad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing with the numbers.
Yeah, but the
does
iPad
more than just that.
It loses its charge so quickly.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I could get a car charger for it.
Yes, you could.
Yes.
And hook that up.
A newfangled car charger
You know
Connects it
what?
right to the car.
How do I always go down that highway? The ignorant tech highway. That yeah, that's a good idea. Like sound like
And
a
Mike,
total
you can go
idiot.
to Amazon and download episodes of Sir Topham Hatt. What's that show? The steam engine.
Thomas.
Thomas. Yes. And
Well, one of our new babysitters says there's a. Can somebody look up Chuggington?
Oh, I don't think
oh,
that's
that's a
safe for work.
category.
Yeah.
It's
No,
definitely
I think
a
there's
category.
a spin-off of Thomas the
I'm
Train
sure there is.
called Chuggington.
A
You
spin-off.
boys are absolutely filthy. That's not what I was talking about.
Mike, it's about a lady train.
Jesus.
That was actually I was
Always.
going to go with Ho Train.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
Lady Train's
different.
much better.
A lady
Ho
train.
I
Yeah.
respect that.
Take a train.
She has lipstick.
Yeah.
Chugging.
Pony, are you looking at? Can
I'm
you
looking
do
it
that,
up
or are
right
you
now.
doing the
He's
show?
looking. He's
right?
Chuggington all the way over.
Where
there.
are interns today? Are they all on summer vacation? Is that what they're
They're
doing?
on strike, Mike.
Mac is
Right.
studying for exams.
Yeah.
Physical exams.
Yeah. And he's taking Mike today as the final on editing the end of a show.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, a little programming note: we're doing a week of shows here, and then it is our August week that we are taking, and I'm announcing it. There you go.
Look
I'm
at you.
announcing it
Boom,
and letting you
bam.
know that's going to happen.
Gear
we are going to
up.
have some fabulous best of shows, but that's it. I'm giving you a heads up, all you nerdnicks.
Write it
go
down.
ahead, get in the chat group, start talking about it. Yes, 2 weeks during the summer. That is absolutely true. Deal with it, and we will not be taking another vacation, and that is it. So be aware of that, and that comes up next Monday. So please be aware of that fact.
Yeah.
I've said it. Do you think I've gone on too much about
No,
it already?
I wanted to say I'll be in Los Angeles, so I'm hoping to do some sort of meetup.
Boss
Yeah,
Angeles.
and incidentally, I would like to do a meetup in Portland. We might have coordinated meetup.
Dueling
dates.
meetups?
We could
Oh
maybe
my
pick
God.
the same day. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh,
I'd
and
be
you
in
guys
Portland,
could
Maine,
FaceTime.
and you
Our
be.
meetups.
Do you want to do that?
No.
We'll take a break and come back. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Joe, exciting news. We've added a more network superstar to our upcoming murder mystery comedy show.
Oh, we got Tony Perkins?
Nah, he didn't return my calls.
Who will we get, Mike O'Mara?
No, he's not going to fly up here for that.
Marcus Serta?
I don't even know who that is.
Mermelstein?
Couldn't afford him.
Oscar?
As a diva, he wanted to star in the thing. We don't need that drama.
Who is it?
It's Rob Spiewak.
Oh, the guy who does the birthdays?
Yeah. The Rob and Joe Show, new episodes every week. Subscribe at iTunes and check us out on the TMOS app.
That's me. That's my favorite part of that promo. The guy that does the birthdays? That's funny. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Want to tell you again about our audiobook. It's out there. It's available for you. Open Mike, the audiobook. You're going to love this. It is available now on iTunes, also Google Play and Amazon. And you can just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com to get all the information you need on the audiobook, Rob Spiewak.
Not only does it trace the birth and the launch of the podcast, it also talks about how we all got our starts in radio. And I love the fact that you guys, Mike and Oscar, were able to crystallize my trip so briefly.
I can actually give you Rob's career timeline. He started as a listener, then became a stalker, then intern, production assistant, producer, production assistant, producer, production assistant, producer, production assistant, co-host, fired.
Thank you.
It's like the evolution drawing, except it keeps going up and down. Back from man to monkey, to man to monkey, to man, and then there's just a little gravestone.
I wish I could somehow refute it, but it's so damned accurate.
Oh, my God. We were such a guys. We're laughing at our own stuff.
Yeah, not me.
Great in the car for your summer road trips, at home on the beach all summer long. Download the fun. Fun is the best thing to have. It's Open Mike, the audiobook, available now. Grab it on iTunes. We'd sure appreciate it. And as Oscar always likes to remind you, give us a 5-star review. That helps our cause. I haven't checked on that recently. I usually check on that on the weekend, see if people are still popping those 5-star reviews
They
up.
absolutely are, Mike.
Good job.
That's
We need
that's
more,
a good
though.
thing. Mr. Santana apparently had some sort of incident once again. For all of you that remember years ago when Oscar had that moment on the Beltway, Oscar has had another moment on the highways and byways, and I guess that happened to you over the weekend. Did
Well,
this
no,
happen
it's not
to you?
as Mike. Thank you for setting me up, so I can let everybody down. It wasn't as drastic and as life-changing as that one event on the Beltway, but I'll say that it was a close second scariest moment I've ever had on the highway. I
Did
spent
someone, maybe yourself, maybe someone else, did someone cheat death?
I cheated death.
Attaboy. That's the
Yes.
way to do it.
So I spent Saturday morning with a nice hangover at, let me pull up the correct name here. You know, I got my AMA license, as you know. My academy.
Hey, how was you had a big weekend. How was the maneuver party? Was the maneuver party good? I saw some video.
Good.
And
Thank you.
they're going to be selling that at Nats Park, right? Is that true?
Yeah,
the
just announced. The maneuver will be sold at Nats Park for the next 7 home game stands. So that's solid. We don't get a single dime.
7 home stands?
Don't know, Mike. We don't get paid for it. We just know it's there.
Oh, you don't get any. You don't get a little.
No.
I'll stop promoting it.
We
then.
get boned
screw
sideways.
that.
No, the beer
Red
itself.
Sox.
Worst way to get boned, Mike.
All right, very good.
The beer itself is phenomenal. Thank you to Mad Fox for teaming up. And Mad Fox is opening up right around the corner here.
Yeah.
So, again.
When I come through in the fall, love to get over there.
Yeah.
And maybe have a little meet up with people. And I'd like to sample that maneuver.
We should
if they
do. We
still
should.
have it.
And I'm going to actually see what I can do. I know that we have friends that like shipping things. So if our friends that like shipping things could possibly ship
There
something
must
to
be a
you.
way.
There must be a way. If you can
That'd be
get
great.
lobster from Maine to Manassas, I'm sure you can get the maneuver.
What you could do
Yeah,
is
I mean, it can last if you seal it up in a growler.
what
It'll
you need
last.
to do is somehow write a very accurate, vivid description of the beer and mail that to Mike, and that way he
Yes.
can know what it tastes like.
Yeah, I'll be like, we
That's
got a
right,
bunch of
wink,
postcards in here.
Now this is the second run, right, of the
Yeah,
maneuver?
yeah,
How-
so
is
they
it
had a-
identical to the first
They
run? or have
changed one hop to make it a little smoother.
Nice.
So fruitier, if you will. So
I will.
See, I like the grapefruity kind of.
Yeah, so you
citrus
really enjoy
notes.
this. You'll enjoy it. You'll
Okay,
absolutely enjoy
good,
it.
good. I look forward to it.
So that was Friday night. Took it easy. I knew I had a 6 a.m. call because if you're going to fly model airplanes, gentlemen, you got to do it early. So woke up.
That's a little rough.
Well,
I
Mike,
bet you felt great.
The RC crowd is an early morning crowd, and so you want to be there for the break of dawn.
Wow.
Extra
that's
batteries.
scary.
So I woke up and I said, all right, time to dust myself off and hit the old dusty road.
What time do you think you fell asleep?
I fell asleep around 2:30. Not so bad. Not so bad.
I'm doing my own sound effects here.
Appreciate that.
I love when you do sound effects like we're on the Fred Allen show. Practical sound effects.
6 a.m. Like you have to be there at 6 a.m.
I have to pick up my co-pilot, my flying mate. I have to pick him up at 7 a.m.
My remote control friend.
Yes. So
Where does he live?
he lives in Gaithersburg.
Yes.
So I am in D.C. I make sure that I grab my Academy of Model Aeronautics license, my AMA license, because they're not going to let you on the field without the AMA license.
Is it a certificate or a card?
It's a little printout.
Oh, by the way, for the listeners in Gaithersburg that head down the super
Yes.
slab known as I-270 each and every day,
Yes.
for all you Gaithersburgians out there, Brian Butterfield saying, I know you're pissed off. All right, go ahead. I just wanted to...
And then we're heading to Laurel to our new flying club, as you know.
Yes.
Because we have to join 2 clubs. The National Club that takes care of all your insurance claims. If there's a problem, you make a mistake or there's an accident.
Like if one of you goes rogue.
Yes.
That's right.
And then we had to join the Free State Aero Modelers that have their own field. That's another $100. Thank you very much.
So
Which
Mike,
is the one that wear the nipple clamps.
It's like SAG-AFTRA, Mike. You want to be a member of both because then you
have to be a member of
enjoy-
both.
Enjoy
Oh.
all the benefits.
Glad you mentioned again, second week in a row, SAG-AFTRA, the union, the fabulous radio, television, screen actors union.
Right.
Just want to pass this along. Checks in the mail. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
So we head out to the FSA. We load up a couple of Jeff's plane. My friend Jeff, his planes into the car. Head out to.
Can you describe the planes we're talking about here?
Yeah,
2 of them?
There's 2 of them. I've got my quadcopter, and he has 2 of his planes. And I'll show Rob, and I'll post a couple of pictures on Facebook here. I didn't want to post them until I talked about the story.
Right.
Some of these planes are so intricate that you have a whole new respect for how they're built and how they're flown.
Now, when you have this new respect, how inadequate do you feel when you're just showing up with a quadcopter?
Oh, I'm a noob.
Okay.
I actually got booed when I got introduced to everybody. So what do you fly? A quadcopter. They said the helipad's over there across the field.
The pecking order.
This is the type of planes.
Oh my God!
They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous planes.
They look like
are gorgeous.
It looks like it looks more realistic than planes you would see in
Yeah.
World War II movies. And that is a World War II
Yeah,
plane.
they're scaled down.
How long?
absolutely
Like that
gorgeous.
plane that you're showing me right
Yes.
now, the one with the 2 props.
Wingspan probably 6 feet.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, gorgeous
That
planes.
looks real. It looks like a real plane.
Well, the
gorgeous.
This is my boss.
Details down to the rivets on the plane. That's how detailed these planes can be. And we get there, beautiful field. Someone clearly takes care of it. That's what the dues go to. We find the field general. We introduce ourselves.
Hold on a second. You find the field general.
Got to find the field general.
Look at this guy. He's got a quadcopter.
Hey, Tom.
The helipad's over there.
How you doing,
The
Tom?
helipad's over on the other side. Boy, hi, Oscar. Welcome to the club.
Really nice guys. A lot of white guys.
Now this field marshal that you met, or general, what was he? What was
Field
he?
general.
The field general. Is he? Tell me he's wearing a uniform.
No. You know,
Something.
Like
Does he have
medals and
anything
stuff.
on his shoulders?
Someone unassuming. He's there with a hat on. He introduces us to some of the other members.
What kind of hat?
A hat on and a dress shirt. He's dressed like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, so Oscar goes up to him and he says, "Hi."
Do you know where I can get my license?
Napoleon, you're just jealous because I've been flying remote control aircraft all day.
I'm gonna need to see your printout. Hi.
Type of day, beautiful day on Saturday morning, right? Gorgeous.
Oh, it was gorgeous. We had a good
gorgeous
weekend,
day.
yeah.
And you have to set up. I know that Jeff wanted to. He hadn't flown in about a year. He wanted to test his motors out, make sure that they were going to start up correctly.
Why the hiatus? A year is a long time to be away from the field marshal.
Well, I think he's been working, so he hasn't had time.
Oh, okay.
So on the weekends, we all don't have off. Rob.
That's right. That's true.
So,
Oscar.
so he finally got a chance to start these back up, and we go through the process. He teaches me about the flaps and how.
Bet he does.
By the way, I am the youngest man on that field. You should know.
By how many years?
I would say at least 15, 20, easy.
I think maybe it's a hobby.
What's
that
the
skews
what's
older.
the average? Okay, slow down, Turbo. Good God! What is the average? I just want to get one question in here. What is the average age of people out on that field?
I would say 55, easy.
55?
Easy, 55.
Well, see, they haven't paid attention to flaps for a long time.
Well, also, Shannon, when I told Shannon that, she goes, "You really like hanging out with older men." And I said, I do. I do like hanging out with older men.
You know what that is, Shannon? This is Mike talking. That's ageism, Shannon. That's ageism. All
Do
right,
you think
please.
the reason that the most of the people are out there are AARP friendly is it because of the nature of the hobby or the cost of the hobby? Because it's an expensive hobby.
Both. Probably both.
I think both, but also I could see the value of just getting out there and just hanging out with your fellow nerds.
Yes.
And sitting back in the shade and just watching guys fly planes.
All right,
Like,
so
why
how many
not,
guys
right?
total are out there?
There's probably 30, 40 guys throughout
And
the
did-
field.
Did anybody have the Mac Daddy crazy plane?
Oh,
out there?
absolutely. One guy got he started flying, and one of the field generals swing by, and I was like, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Oh, he's one of our best flyers. He can stop the plane on a dime." And then have it just kind of hover there like a helicopter, but it's not one of those Harrier jets.
Right.
But he'll stop it on a dime and
air?
in midair. It looks like it's fake or it's about to crash.
Just with the aerodynamics.
We're just with the aerodynamics and his skill set of flying the planes.
Wow.
All right.
Absolutely
I'd
gorgeous.
watch that for about 15 minutes. I'd
Yeah.
be fascinated by that.
I was
10,
there.
10,
I was
10.
there for 5 hours, Mike. 5 hours. That's how great it was. Yes.
Wow.
By
Now,
choice?
during those 5 hours, I crashed my quadcopter. Minor repairs. I got really cocky. Minor repairs. Got to take care of that one. And then my friend Jeff, he hadn't flown in a year, and he had one of his test planes. And I was like, okay, let's. I said maybe something was cutting off on the engine. I said maybe we shouldn't fly today. We should figure out what's going on with the carburetor. Go from there.
So it's a gas engine on
Yeah,
it.
it's a gas engine.
Wow.
Are you brutally hungover during this entire time, though? I mean,
No,
you can't go to your functions with that beer stuff and not have a hangover.
Well,
I know that.
but the one thing I did do at the maneuver party is I paced myself with beer, water, beer, water, beer, water. So I
Brilliant.
actually felt
Very
pretty
smart.
good.
Well done. Mhm.
And I didn't want to be my first time out at that field. I didn't want to be the hungover guy, right?
Right.
So while I was sweating out alcohol, pure adrenaline because I was so excited about these planes.
Okay, that's good.
So
that's good. Very good.
we take Jeff's plane up. It looks like it's having a few problems, so we landed again. I said, "Dude, let's just pack it up. I already crashed my quadcopter. Let's not go for 2 for 2." He says, no, I think I fixed the fuel pump. Looks like it's good. We take it off again, and then I want to say 5 minutes into the flight, he says, "I think I've lost radio." So we start running towards it to catch because there's a distance of frequency, right?
So radio not for communication, radio for controlling
for
it.
controlling it, and you saw the plane kind of stutter out and then pick back up. It became erratic, and then it went up and it did a Cuban 8, which is basically a figure 8.
A Cuban 8?
Yes.
Rob, you have music for that, don't you?
I do, as a matter of fact.
I know you've got music for the Cuban 8. What is? Will you please explain what the Cuban 8 is?
Well, a Cuban 8 is like a figure 8 in the air.
But it's not intentional.
Look, it's shop talk, Mike. I don't know what to tell you. They call them Cuban 8s, right?
Cuban 8s. Hey, let's take the remote control aircraft up there. We've lost radio communication. He's going to do a Cuban 8. Fast enough, Rob. It works. Thank you.
Boom, chicky boom.
So he Cuban 8s right into the ground.
Oh, like from a high altitude.
Like crashed into the ground.
Like destroying his aircraft.
You couldn't tell it was so far away.
Wow.
And I said, maybe it landed in a soft patch.
Oh my God!
Completely taken out.
And this is not the the harrowing highway experience that you
No,
had over the weekend.
that happened after the 2 crashes on the airfield.
You are bad luck, this guy.
Crash weekend. We'll take a break, finish this up. When we come back, you're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Cuban 8. I'll be thinking about that all day today. This segment of the program brought to you by ZipRecruiter.com. Hey, business owners, did you know that summer is the best time to hire the best people? With all your competitors on vacation, and I know in D.C., August is a ghost town. Now is the time to find quality candidates. But to find the best, you can't rely on one single job posting. And when you're already short-staffed, you don't have the time to deal with dozens of different job sites until now. Thanks to ZipRecruiter.com, you can post to over 100 job sites with one single click, and you'll be instantly matched to the best candidates from over 4 million resumes. Just one post, and within 24 hours, you can sit back and watch your candidates appear in ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Actually, the client testimonials are incredible from ZipRecruiter. Effective, it's called that. Essential, second to none. Plus, it's the best way to weed out the duds from the studs.
Best testimonial ever.
ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. That's not an exaggeration. 400,000 businesses have done it. You should give it a try. You can try ZipRecruiter today, and it's absolutely free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Use that address and get started. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Don't wait. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS, and we thank you. Now back to the show. So you had a good time with your remote control. Was the plane destroyed, the plane that crashed in the field?
So we went and grabbed it, and he pulled it back. I said, "How bad is it?" It looked like something out of a cartoon where
it pancaked.
Everything was just fine up until the cockpit where the engine is.
Right.
And that was it. That looked like a xylophone. Like it was.
Wow.
It had. We're lucky it didn't catch
he
fire.
He means an accordion.
There was
right?
gas. I mean, accordion.
Yeah.
Accordion. That gasoline was everywhere. The fact that it didn't catch fire blew my mind.
How many?
Absolutely blew my mind.
How much damage do you figure? How much something like that costs? You have to replace the whole thing.
I mean, it's not horrific dollar-wise because there are much more expensive planes out there. One guy put a $20,000 model plane down once and completely destroyed it, up in flames.
$20,000.
This guy was like $600 to get fixed, right?
Yeah, that
sucks.
cheap.
It's, compared to the 20, when you hear 20K, you're like, oh my god, like that's a car. That's a car.
After giving you all the grief I have, can I ask you one nerdy question? Do they have more advanced model planes that have sort of the intelligence of your copter that will return if it loses its radio frequency?
I don't know enough about that yet. I know that every plane that I saw fly on Saturday was a manual flyer.
Yeah.
And they had to land the mic, and if they stuck a landing, it was beautiful, and if they didn't, it was scary. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you have you need a diversion with the work schedule you have.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have this diversion that doesn't just involve, swilling alcohol with Todd Moore. I think that's a good thing.
So we're driving back, and it's the same type of feeling that when you go to Las Vegas or Atlantic City or a local casino on a reservation, that you and your friends have all lost money.
Right.
Right? When you lose money, you try not to show, like, I'm really pissed off about losing money. And in essence, him doing the Cuban 8 right into the ground and me running my quadcopter into a tree, which basically means I need to get new blades, means we've lost some sort of money. And our pride's been hit. No big deal, right?
So when I lose money, I like to sing a little song. When I lose money at Foxwoods, I really do. I do.
What's
it
the
all
song? That is so wrong in so many ways.
Remember the time you lost the money and sang the song, but you got it wrong and it rained?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was.
It was raining when Carla picked you up. Torrential downpour.
That was an Indian casino.
Must have
Thank
worked.
you very much. Yes.
So the mood is low.
The mood is low, but nobody's saying anything about it.
Okay.
It's like you've lost money, your pride is hurt, you've just met a bunch of new guys that think you're a bunch of rubes because you've crashed your plane and you've crashed your quadcopter.
Was there any part of you? You're not as paranoid as I am, but were you? But we're all in this business, so we're all a little paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any thoughts ever that maybe your buddy that you're with thought that you were a bad luck charm? At all?
No.
Oh, good.
Because I was all, I'm Mr. Positivity. That we can probably rebuild her somehow.
Yeah, you're Mr. Positive. That's what Pony says every day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the way I look. You can't. Even when I crashed my quadcopter, I didn't make a big stink about it.
How about the guy? So your buddy was cool about it too.
My buddy was beat up. He was beat up about it.
He was.
Yes.
He was upset about it.
So I'm not going to pile on and be like, man, that's really rough. Man, that looks like it can't be rebuilt. Man, I'm glad it didn't catch on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can go two ways when you got a guy like that.
Yeah.
You can either be super, super happy, and that kind of pisses people off
Yeah.
sometimes, or you can, pour the salt in, and just go, maybe if you check those batteries.
That's right.
So, and the fact that he's never put a plane down like that in his life.
Right.
Wow.
That's
How long
even
has he
worse.
been at it?
20 years.
Oh, and this is his first really bad
20
crash.
years. So,
Maybe the plane wouldn't have done a Cuban 8 if he didn't bring a Cuban with him.
So we're driving back on 200. 200 is Mid-County Highway for those of you locally here in D.C. Connects to PG County.
I know it well.
To Gaithersburg, basically. So Montgomery County. We're on
Actually, a wide open road. Really nice road.
Mike,
right?
and I'm going a solid 75 miles an hour home because I just want to drop them off and go home and sulk. That's all
when
I
I
want to
take the
Call it
northern
a day.
route when I'm coming out of D.C., I always take that county connector.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody on it normally.
Nobody on it, and everybody's flying. So I'm driving fast, ready to go home. Woe is me, what a day. So we're flying down the highway. There is a Trailblazer next to us, an SUV.
Okay.
And I see the Trailblazer, and I'm like, that guy's going pretty fast for an SUV.
Sure.
Why is he going so fast? And then out of the corner of my eye, on the passenger side, I noticed that the Trailblazer's wheel well, which is actually where Jeff is sitting, right? Is starting to wobble. And the wheel well is, for anybody that's not familiar with the cars, is basically your front passenger wheel on the left-hand side, little hubcap looking thing. It's like an arc of the mold of the car.
It's where the tire sits in.
Yes.
So it's not sticking out wider than the
but
car.
you see it start to wobble, the well itself. I don't see a wheel wobbling. I see the well starting to wobble.
So the actual body, the sheet metal of the car
It's
seems
shaking.
to be.
It starts shaking. And I said, what? I said to Jeff, what's happening with that car? And he said, hit it. So I hit it, and I floor the car, take off. Because
luckily you didn't misunderstand his direction and hit the car.
No. Right. I knew what he was talking about because as soon as I hit it, the wheel well exploded because Jeff knew enough about cars that tire was about to blow up. So the tire blows up on the Trailblazer. It shoots over my car as I'm hitting it. And then the Trailblazer careens into my lane where I just was because it just lost its front left tire.
Wow.
Smoke.
Did the Trailblazer lose any control at all?
Lost
or did
control
he safely
right into the side of the guardrail where we were on that side of the road.
It would have.
Done deal.
And then what would you estimate the speed that the Trailblazer was
We were
going
going
at this-
70. I saw my I saw it before. speedometer right before I went up. When I
That's
hit
the
it.
magic number. I hate that speed.
Right?
Because, I mean, they always talk about if that does happen, you can really roll the car.
Yes. Thank God he didn't roll his car. We moved. We cleared the accident and then stopped, called 911, everything. And then a lot of other people stopped. The whole highway came to a stop. Luckily, there's not enough cars on there for someone to just come around a corner.
Right. Everybody was okay in the
Everybody
Trailblazer?
was okay, but I gotta tell you, if he hadn't said hit it, I mean, I don't know if we would have gotten hurt, but something would have happened. I know that.
You see, that here's the thing, and I think differently, I'm sure, than your friend Jeff. I think differently than a lot of people, but I would have backed the car up a little bit, gotten closer to him, popped open the trunk, and run up to the guy and go, "Look what you did to my model airplane! Look what you did! Come on! Look at this! This was brand new. I just got it.
Build it into the insurance claim.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're fine, officer, but we had some cargo that was severely damaged because of his neglect.
We also thought there was damage to my car because I saw the debris shoot over my car.
Your car,
yes.
right?
Nothing that couldn't be buffed out, Mike.
Nothing scarier than a projectile coming near you. Way back when I got my first big radio contract, I had the FU Mercedes car, which has the Mercedes convertible, the SL.
Oh,
was that the two-seater that was sort of bronze-colored?
Yeah, it was bronze-colored.
Oh,
and let me tell you,
best car you ever had.
You bring that car out right now. If you brought that car out right now, it's like, oh, what a nice car that is. That's how old that Mercedes would be now.
But I will tell you this about that car, Oscar. That's when I was first interning with the Don and Mike show.
Oh my God!
There was 3 or 4 interns when I started. We waited in line to get gas for Mike. It was so
gas for him.
Yeah,
What?
it was so
Wait,
cool to drive
rewind
that car.
here. What happened?
Well, no, there was only one station because you had to go. Was it Sunoco that you had to go to?
I sent interns to do almost everything in my world.
You would send them in your car to get you gas?
Yes, they like driving the car, and
God,
it was a chance for me to get a free
You know
fill-up.
what? Not so bad.
Not a free fill-up. Not if I'd pay for the gas.
Yes,
but I wouldn't have the
not
hassle
so bad
of waiting.
because if they like driving your car, you did them a solid as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely, they love driving the
No
car.
problem.
But what, Rob? Was there what you said? Gas lines? Was there a line?
No,
issue
we lined up as interns for that duty because
Oh,
that was
that's
a cool
it.
job.
Okay. All right.
But
So
I think
it was-
that there was only one station in town that sold the right octane for it.
Yeah, it was the Sunoco station.
Exactly, so we had to go
It was
there.
the
to do that.
Sunoco station. That's back in the day where I actually put the higher octane because you know why? You know what you are with your bronze-colored Mercedes and your nouveau riche attitude. You know what you are with your 95 octane going to your silly little gas station that makes the numbers up anyway. You know what you are with your fat new contract and your nice little radio world. You're a rube.
But you remember you were in the car and you remember what happened.
So this car, in its day, when I drove that, there'll never be another experience I will ever have than the experience of driving that off the lot after dealing with Mr. Zetlin at American Service Center, and I was so I don't know why I'm giving them a plug. It was Mark Zetlin. Hi,
Mike. I'm not sure it's
anyway.
a plug the way you said it.
No. So I drove out, and it was just an incredible feeling. And then I noticed, I learned something almost immediately, that when you have that car that you love, that's a tribute to you, that is very special for you, that the rest of the world that doesn't have that car is going to look at you as an a-hole. No matter what kind of person you are, you could be Mother Teresa driving that. Mother Teresa could be cruising by with a Mercedes 500 SL, and you go, what an a-hole. That's the way it would go. I mean, that's the way.
I hate the way she does her charity work.
Right. So I was in the left lane prior to going on the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. In daylight, I was probably coming home. For whatever reason, I was going around that side of the Beltway, and a tractor trailer came up on me so fast that I thought he was going to rub me off the road. I truly did. And at that point, I got a little bit of little road rage at this. Kind of flipped him off. Not kind of. I really did. He got in front of me, and then I pulled into the left lane to get him back of him because the middle lane was going much slower. But, he was by me, and I didn't want to have anything to deal with. And then from underneath his car, I don't know how it happened. I know he didn't kick this up off the road.
Okay.
A metal pipe went about 7 feet over my head, coming from
And
the
you're in the
area of the
convertible
truck.
with
I
the
was in the
top down?
convertible. I was in the convertible. I don't know. I would have been, the windshield would have stopped it, but I had no. I can only assume that maybe he was gently tossing something metallic out of the cab of his car. It was scary.
Yeah.
It was the scariest
Wow.
thing. And after that, I'll never forget it because I changed my entire. The idea
But you still
can't
road
be. You can't be. I road rage before that. I never did afterwards. I never did that because you cannot.
Mike,
I
you've
realize
said
if
on
you're
the show that you road rage. You've told us stories.
Yeah.
not in that car.
Oh,
Not in that car.
No, not in that
Oh,
car.
okay, all right.
Oh, I've road
Clarify.
rage since then, but not in that. In
You
that
don't
car,
do it in that car. No.
You could never do it in
You're
that
too
in that kind of
exposed.
car because the people. And another thing is if you're ever trailing anything, people don't have any sympathy for you when you're trailing an RV or you're trailing a boat or you're
Right.
trailing anything like that because when you're trailing that, they go, "Oh, you got that? You get out of my way. I'm going to work." It's like
Right.
So that was a valuable lesson learned. You just have to be kind of careful with that.
It's also interesting because then everybody has a story, right? So after we just one put some things in perspective. Forget about the adult toys and not dildos, but the planes.
Yes,
that we just messed up, right? we legitimately.
That was such a peculiar sentence.
Well, because when you say adult toys,
I'm
everyone
with
thinks
you.
you're.
I'm with
I
you.
want to clarify. If someone's
Okay,
just
okay.
joining
Right.
us,
I think
So
plug. I'm
plug.
thinking plug.
Well, I was thinking balls.
Okay, Benoit.
Beads.
Your choice.
Okay,
Dealer's
very
choice,
good.
Mike.
Forget it. I'm talking about the model airplane that's destroyed in the back of the car. and
Big
I'm-
boy toys.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the quadcopter. You forget about all of that because you're just happy to be alive.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I get a story from Jeff. He goes, he's like so things like that happen all the time. I've never seen a tire explode. Well, I'm glad you saw it coming because that saved us a lot of time and heartache and pain and annoyance and hospital. Who knows? And he said, yeah, one of my family members, extended family members, was killed by a widowmaker. And I said, what's a widowmaker? Apparently some of these older 18-wheelers, they have hubcaps that click together. And when a tire blows, I guess in the old days, they would spin out on the highway and just bounce.
Oh my God!
He was in a car. One of his extended family members was in a car driving on the opposite side of the highway. It bounced across the highway into oncoming traffic, and he was the passenger, not even the driver. And it killed him instantly. Went through the windshield, killed him instantly.
You know what? You never know when that's going to happen. And
pretty scary.
So you
right?
do it. So I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you survived. And you do the remote control aircraft thing
Yes,
again.
and I do it with much more respect for the aircraft because when you're in an open field like that and guys are doing tricks and Cuban 8s that don't crash into the fiery abyss,
Right.
You think, I got to try something new, right?
So is there an airplane in your future?
I have to learn how to fly them first.
Will Jeff let
Shannon,
you?
Christmas is sooner than you think. That's it.
Yeah, Jeff said he'll teach me. We got to figure things out first. That's bottom
From
line.
one person's hobby to the next person's hobby, Rob Spiewak has made a hobby of this man for as long as I have known him.
True enough.
And to come in and I'll tell you about the both of these. I love hearing about the remote control aircraft because it's something I would actually stop and watch because I've seen it before and I find it fascinating. I also find your obsession with this individual fascinating, and it was my first question was. He's coming back to the area. I am so thrilled. Your man,
Yes.
JL.
Jerry Lewis,
is
everybody.
Jerry Lewis.
In a new
coming
presentation,
back.
Mike, in association with the Library of Congress, they will be showing the bellboy on the big screen, and then there will be a question and answer. My father and I have already made a wager as to whether or not he'll be in a wheelchair because they've changed the presentation. I'm saying no wheelchair.
So
it's just he basically shows up, cashes the check, runs a movie that he made 700 years ago, and then takes 10 minutes of questions.
They were vague on the amount of questions, but I will tell you this.
Okay.
I have secured front row seats. So
Really?
I will be in the front row, so Jerry will have to entertain my question. He's almost going to have to.
Now, do you ever try to get backstage or anything like that? Or,
I'm actually going to start on that today. I bought the tickets yesterday and the theater was closed. So there was no way to do it. Well, he's played D.C. He was one of the greatest draws at the New York Paramount in the 1950s. So it seems a natural that Jerry is
try
coming.
to get and he's also probably been on stage at the Academy Awards.
Oh, of course.
He's been everywhere. He's Jerry Lewis.
It seems
he's
a
iconic.
natural, Mike, that he will be bringing his Library of Congress sponsored show to the State Theater in Culpeper, Virginia.
Oh my God!
Not even the State Theater that we went to.
No. This one is a little further out.
Culpeper.
Culpeper. Culpeper, a city known only, Mike, a city only known, and I am a lifelong resident of this area. The only reason anyone knows Culpeper is that's where the overflow cemetery of Arlington National Cemetery is. So
Culpeper.
if you can't get in because you don't have the military service,
My
to be
bride
buried
actually
at
lived in
Arlington.
Culpeper.
Really?
Yes.
There's
yes.
a-
Which
I know-
one?
The current one. The current one. That's right. Hey, incidentally, by the way, Oscar, the
Yes.
other two would never be referred to as brides.
I don't know.
That's the rule.
I don't know the rules.
No. Plaintiff, yes. Bride, no. You know. Take our good friend Don O'Brien. That's what he referred to his ex-wife as, the plaintiff. That's it. That's how we do
But
that.
anyway,
Yeah.
it's coming up, so I'll be headed out to the deepest, darkest parts of Virginia, Culpeper.
And when's the show?
It's October 9th.
Oh, you get some apples too.
And, you know, Julia has agreed to accompany me. Robert and Carrie said they're going to stay home and watch the dog. So
Good for her.
I've
Julia,
not put
boy.
my crowd together yet.
Should
so.
be a real treat for her. All right, looking forward to that. We'll take a break, come back with news you may not need. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
It just keeps getting better.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls. I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Pony Boy.
Pony Boy? You're not Pony Boy, you're Gary Starr.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
On this week's episode of our show, we have a big guest joining us.
We really
today.
do.
Very excited about this. You know her, you love her as Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island.
I still love her.
You have a thing for her.
I have a thing for her.
You have to calm yourself down. Dawn Wells is on the Tony Perkins Show. Subscribe at iTunes and listen on the brand new Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Be curious to see what Marianne looks like now.
Tray box.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Touch of Modern. I love this website. Over the weekend, I have a wristwatch compulsion. Where
Always have.
If I don't have a watch, I'm in a lot of trouble, and I truly am naked without my watch. And one of the issues I have had for years is getting a watch that I can see in the middle of the night. I love to check the time in the middle of the night. And this is the first watch that I found that really kind of featured some luminescence that will actually last 25 years. I found it on Touch of Modern because Touch of Modern has something for everybody. It's a Tracer Officer Pro watch that I bought over the weekend at touchofmodern.com. They have the neatest stuff. And by the way, as far as watches, there were so many watches to choose from at so many different price levels that you can find anything you want, just like I did. If you're interested in checking it out, go to touchofmodern.com. It's a very, very straightforward. It's called the Officer Pro, and it's a kind of a police watch. And the watch is designed to be seen in low light and pitch darkness with luminescence that actually lasts 25 years. That's just one of the hundreds of products that they find every single week at touchofmodern.com. They scour the globe for jaw-dropping tech gadgets, sleek iPhone cases and accessories, new and vintage watches. That's what I was talking about. Sexy home decor plus men's fashion and accessories that are sure to get you noticed. Right now, our listeners can get immediate access when they sign up at touchofmodern.com. God, I love this website. That's touchofmodern.com. Do it today because tomorrow it'll be different. That's how life rolls in the fast lane. Touchofmodern.com. And now, without further ado, no, that's not what I'm playing.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not doing that. Wouldn't that be a nice new theme? That would be a nice, exciting new theme for that.
Yeah.
For older news.
No,
Honk, honk.
I'm playing this one. Thank you very much. If I went into great detail on the process that I do to read commercials on this show and dimming screens and brightening screens and pressing buttons, I'd bore you all to death, but it would be funny. Thank you very much. UFC women's champ Rowdy Ronda Rousey destroyed yet another opponent. Ronda knocked out Brazilian Beth Correa in 34 seconds. Do you see the fight, Oscar? Did you get
Saw
to look
the
at
clips
this lady?
this morning, man. Pretty crazy.
I'd like to see. By the way, if somebody wants to link me, now that the fight's happened, I'm not stealing money from anybody.
Right.
Please send me a link. I'd like to see it. I really would like to see it.
I watched the fight, but I grew bored about halfway through, so I didn't see the knockout.
Yeah, 34 seconds. This lady is so. I do a physical impression of her. She's very attractive and she's very mean, and then she's got this kind of smile that she does. So she'll sit there and she'll go like this.
No, that's hot.
And then thanks, Pony. I appreciate that. And then she does the smile where she'll be like. So let me see if I can do a little closer.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
Pretty good. Yeah.
That's it. She's kind of dumb looking,
Like
but I mean,
she's bodybuilding, right?
She's
posing.
she's phenomenal. And, there's something about the idea of women just beating the crap out of each other. It's fun. Ronda is undefeated and has rarely, if ever, been challenged by an opponent. She's won her last 4 fights in 34 seconds, 14 seconds, 16 seconds, and 66 seconds.
Wow.
Only one opponent has ever taken her out of the first round. That was in 2013 when Miesha Tate lasted 58 seconds into the third round. Miesha will be Ronda's next opponent. But she's already been beaten by her twice, so I don't know what the big deal is. It doesn't seem like there's anyone in mixed martial arts who can stand up to Ronda, but there's someone outside of MMA who thinks she can. Well, sort of. Olympic hurdler and bobsledder Lolo Jones, who never met a headline she didn't like, and trying to fuse herself to this lady by saying she'd last a minute with Ronda, but only by running. Ha, 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 ha. Boo.
Give it up.
Somebody send me a link to that fight. I'd like to see that. It would be a lot of fun to do that. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation ran away with the box office this weekend. Took in $56 million over 3 days. Vacation was a distant second, earning a mere $14.9 million. Meanwhile, Jurassic World is on the verge of finally dropping out of the top 10. Pretty nice little run, so we won't be able to play this much longer. Play it. There it is. Thank you.
It's so pretty.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. In its 8th week in theaters, it grabbed $3.8 million, which was good enough for 10th place. So some good movies out there, if you're so inclined. Snoop Dogg has had another run-in with European authorities.
Oh, no.
Italian financial police say they stopped the rapper at the airport in Calabria. Is it Calabria or Calabria? It's Calabri. Calabria.
I think Calabria. What are financial police?
I have no idea. He had $422,000 in cash. It's a little above the limit that can legally be transported across the EU borders undeclared. The incident comes less than a week after Snoop was briefly stopped in Sweden on suspicion of drug use after a concert near Stockholm. Financial police confirmed a report by the Italian news agency that half of the cash was impounded under the Italian anti-money laundering codes. In such cases, the balance is returned minus any fine. That sounds so corrupt.
They're shaking him down.
We're going to put a half of it in a safe. We give you back some when we get a chance to. You take care. Have a good time.
We're going to count it twice. You'll be okay.
He played Calabria Friday night and is scheduled to perform Sunday at the Kendall Calling Festival in England. And last week in Sweden, he got in trouble, too. So Snoop's not having a very good trip.
Bad trip for him.
Very, very bad trip, man. A new survey found the 6 words women hate most, although it's possible men might hate them just as much. We'd like to thank the people who ran the survey for sticking to words you can actually say on the air. Here we go. I'll go from 5 to 1. We used this word in a regular discussion on the show just a few minutes ago. Number 6 is flap.
The flap.
Number 5, curd.
Curd.
Like
number
cheese
4?
curds?
Yeah, or the people of Kuwait are Kurds, are they not?
Yes, but this is C-U-R-D the way it's spelled
very good.
here. Number 4 is chunky.
Chunky monkey.
Goes with the last one.
Number 3 is panties.
Oh, Katie hates that word. She won't let me say it on Cake and Cookies.
Well, it sounds creepy when you say it.
I like when I say it.
And number 2 is squirt.
That's a category.
And this I've seen this one before. Number 1 is moist. Moist, okay?
Moist.
Don't get in a flap because you got some curd in your panties, Chunky, okay? Just squeeze and squirt some out of there so it'll be nice and moist.
Wow.
I just used all the words in a sentence. I did that on the fly.
All right, if anyone is still listening, here's our next story.
Yeah. You can't see inside the kitchen at most restaurants, so there's no way to tell just how clean it is. But these are the red flags that you can look out for. Number 1, how clean the outside of the restaurant is. That's a big one for us. If we see something that looks filthy, there's trash in the parking lot.
Makes sense.
Or the dumpster area looks overly gross. The kitchen might not be clean. Number 2, how clean the bathrooms are. Not going back to a restaurant that we went to up here because of that. It was so disgusting when I went in there and used the facilities that I won't go back. A gross bathroom, an even bigger sign. Number 3, how clean the servers are. That has something to do with it too.
Yeah.
There's a place Carla told me not to go, a roadside stand. I won't mention the name of it. That's up here because Carla said it was so gross. And it's a roadside stand. And I said, "Oh, you're wrong. I've heard good things about it. I'm going. I got out of the car and walked up to the window and turned around because the man who appeared to be like 450 pounds was sitting in the window. Now, at every roadside, it is a stand-up occupation.
Yeah.
When you're at the roadside sandwich / ice cream shop, if you're sitting down, that's just so disgusting to me. It was gross.
Mike,
It grossed
how many
me out.
times after an appearance or something did we end up at the 29 Diner in Fairfax? And remember there was a lady who worked there that looked like Charles Lawton?
Yeah, and she went into the bathroom one night for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And came out and said, "What can I do for you?" I said, we're going.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
you
you.
can cancel those pork chops.
The last one here is watch how they clean the tables. They should They shouldn't be using the same dirty rag. If they do, they're probably just spreading germs around. So that's it. Consider yourself educated. And now a little something. 36-year-old Gilberto Garcia of Omaha, Nebraska, was drunk a few weeks ago. He tried to wake up his wife to have sex with him, but she turned him down and went back to sleep. And he did what any guy would do in a similar situation. He set their house on fire.
Whoa.
Luckily, she woke up when she smelled smoke and found Gilberto in their closet doing what anybody would do under duress, setting her clothes on fire.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So, this is nice. She got her 3 children out safely.
Good.
And called 911. Gilberto ran away, but the cops tracked him down 2 days later and arrested him for first-degree arson, which faces a 50-year prison term.
Whoa.
So he's in trouble. Only one thing I can say about the wife.
What's that?
She must have been really hot. Get it? Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Malley Show.
Cake and cookies. It's Rob and Katie.
This week on Cake and Cookies, we tell you the exact proper procedure for dealing with a backyard full of dead birds.
The key is give your husband a shovel.
Then he can simulate a catapult and piss off all the neighbors.
In one fell swoop.
Check us out at MikeO'MaraShow.com or on iTunes.
Cake and cookies. It's the Rob and Katie Show.
I love it. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This segment of the program brought to you by Amazon. Don't let the summertime temperatures fool you. Fall is right around the corner, and that means it is. They're already talking about it. It's back to school time.
School, yeah.
We tell you every year. This is one of our biggest promotions we do with Amazon because you get your back-to-school supplies at Amazon, and you don't have to deal with the big box stores. It is so much easier. Ask any kid. You can see the joy drain from their faces, but you don't have to lose the joy because it'll be easy to stock up on all the essentials at Amazon.com and do it through the Mike O'Mara Show page. We appreciate it. Anytime you purchase something through our Amazon link, we get a percentage. So if you're shopping for your school supplies at Amazon anyway, please shop in a way that helps us out. Next time you need to buy anything, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon button on our website or click on the little shopping cart icon on our app. Then shop like you normally would. It's that simple. Hooray for education. Everybody got to get educated. Let's open up the audio vault for today, Monday, August 3, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Carrie put in her order yesterday. Lots of glue sticks coming to my house.
Yay, glue sticks.
You ever find yourself, a lot of times you're by yourself in the car and a song comes on and you think you know it, so you start singing along to it. My buddy John put this on my Facebook wall and it killed me. This is what he says, what it sounds like when he sings along to a song. Now, Mike, you remember you played this song a million times. Human League, Don't You Want Me, right?
Yeah, it's a classic 80s song.
If it comes on the radio and you think you know it and you can sing along, especially if you're by yourself, right? Of
course.
It might be that you don't know the words. When I sing to this song, it sounds a little something like this.
You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. A cocktail bar. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Working in a cocktail bar. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Cocktail bar. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
But certainly you'll know the bridge, right?
You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. You were working.
You are working.
He does the whole song that way, but you know what? I've been there. I have absolutely been there. So
I totally understand. A little belated on this one, but I got to hit the explosion.
Okay.
All right, no, I didn't.
No, okay, next time for sure.
Thank you.
September 8th is the day Colbert starts on CBS, and they've started to filter out a few promos.
Oh, glad you mentioned that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I saw 2 of them over the weekend.
I'm
one
not
with
impressed.
Mitt Romney.
That's what I'm about to play. I am not impressed
God.
with it.
You know what? You know what? I'm not going to give him the. I hate to call an audible on you because I know it's your audio vault. Maybe for the example of, well, we'll ask Oscar because he probably hasn't seen it yet. Where is the funny in this?
Yeah,
I haven't seen this, but I'll say that I saw John Oliver last night. Last week tonight.
Yeah,
and he murders all the time.
He does every
and
week.
I'm nervous for Colbert, and the only association I have is the Daily Show and the entire Comedy Central network.
Every fear I had, Oscar, about the transition between the Colbert Report and the CBS.
Yeah,
he can't do it. He can't get out of that nervous character that he has.
He's
And
been doing it for so long.
well,
I think
play
it's
the promo and then we'll see what Oscar
Here he
thinks
is telling
about
us what to expect on September 8th.
Hi, America. It's Stephen Colbert. I can't wait to start hosting The Late Show starting September 8th on CBS. I'll talk about the news, tell jokes, and have fascinating conversations with celebrities, athletes, musicians.
Stop it
and, of
right there. I
course,
want to just tell people what they're seeing. And
Okay.
you're seeing him walk by a person dressed as a celebrity, a person dressed as an athlete. They're generic people. They're not really famous people until he gets to the end here, and it's Mitt Romney.
politicians. Wow, you do a great Mitt Romney.
I am Mitt Romney.
That's it. Stay in character.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, starting September 8th.
I mean, total
Boo.
crickets suck. Like beyond when you talk about the money and the fact that you've got comedy writers from Comedy Central coming up. What is the deal?
And an
what
entire
what are they
network
thinking?
behind you. It's not just that. This
it
is,
pisses
you know,
me off
it's,
so much. The standard's up here. The standard is up here, and it pisses me off when it's that horrible. You know?
I hope for him. I hope for him
We'll see how it
because
works.
you know what? It's a great legacy he's taking on, and he can be funny. He's done funny stuff, but those promos are not selling it to me. Sadly, Mike, we lost Roddy Piper this weekend. He was
that sucked.
61. He had battled lymphoma.
Yeah.
They say he was cancer-free at the time of his death. 61 is too young. Of course, he was a famous wrestler known for his feud with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, and even Cyndi Lauper got involved at one point. But I will always remember him in the John Carpenter movie, They Live.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
But he is largely credited for putting the WWF on the map.
One of my favorite wrestlers as a kid.
And also, recently, I happened on this by accident, very funny. He did an anti-childhood obesity PSA.
Hello, my name is Roddy Piper, and I have come here to fight childhood obesity. So if you were a child and I catch you eating unhealthy, I will fight you.
So, good sense of humor.
Yeah, but
And-
pretty big name in wrestling. Huge name in
Yeah.
wrestling. Yeah.
And Mike, not quite as sad to me, but I'm sure sad to others. We lost the great Lynn Anderson.
I beg your pardon.
I never promised you a rose garden.
So when someone has passed, it's not the time to bring up their alleged DUI or when they shoplifted a Harry Potter DVD allegedly and allegedly hit a cop. We're not going to bring that up. We're going to
No.
celebrate the career of Lynn Anderson.
Just remember a lyric that I live my life by.
Yes.
Along with the sunshine, there's got to be a little rain sometime. It's my philosophy of life.
I always liked when she was on Hee Haw and they'd make her sing in the haunted abandoned cabin. I thought that
Beautiful.
was nice. Lynn Anderson, safe home, and it's sad that we'll never have.
What did she, besides Rose Garden, did she have any other hits?
When
Snowbird.
When she hit the cop was, I think, her second biggest hit.
Snowbird was one of her hits. I played it on my old country station back in the day.
This, for some reason, it's an old clip from Cops, but it was trending on YouTube this weekend. A cop pulls over a gentleman. He's an out-of-towner, and he's obviously been smoking meth. They see the pipe. He's got a white-coated tongue, and he just can't tell the truth.
What is this? I have no clue. Oh my God. Small glass pipe. Pretty sure it's methamphetamine. Driver's license was suspended, and he's also got a warrant out of Nevada County. Have you used drugs before?
Only weed. Yeah, I started smoking a little bit of meth. I haven't touched anything at all.
Okay. I know you're high.
I smoked weed.
You're higher than you think.
No. I had a monster drink. I don't know.
A monster drink.
A
Your tongue's pasty
monster.
white.
I just had kebab. I was telling him that I just got done eating.
Have you used your phone today?
Yeah, I was using to call Raj.
Who's Susan?
Susan, I have no clue.
You have snow and weed, baby, and we can party a little.
No, we can party a little? I'm sorry, that wasn't mine.
No, baby, 100 for an hour, so it sounds like haggling on her price.
These are not mine. That's all I gotta say. Unless you want me to make up stuff.
Absolutely not.
There you go. Totally being honest. I don't have anything to lie.
When the cop asked him,
classic.
why his tongue was coated white, he said, "I had just eaten a kebab."
And by the way, for anybody, look, we are balanced on this show, and believe me, I know that there are two sides to everything, and the fact is there are a lot of people, this is why, this is really, cops have to deal with this all the time. They really do. Cops, that's the part of the job that just turns them into, cynical and, in many cases, hysterical individuals.
And
Absolutely.
let us close with this, Mike. You have a couple small dogs. Another small breed of dog is the Pomeranian. Here is the ultimate Pomeranian dog sneeze. And that's that.
Wow.
One more time?
Yes.
I'd kill that dog.
Weasel.
It's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Nice.
Actually, I knew a girl at American University used to make that sound.
Oh.
She wasn't a Pomeranian. No, all right. Anyway, that's it. Another Mike O'Mara show has come and gone.
Sometimes twice.
Oh, I love it when I make up the fact that I had a good sex life in college. It's a lie. Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills. Thanks, Lisa. Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. It's a great Super Bowl Sunday, though. I'll remember that.
Oh, no.
If you want to correspond with the Mike O'Mara Show with a letter or package, send it to TMOS. Box 2796. I'm having a flashback.
You covered
Leesburg,
the
Virginia.
spread, didn't you?
20177. That is as big a softball as I've gotten all day. If it was the bonus show, I would have hit it. To get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag, email Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember, the audiobook is out there.
Yes.
It's iTunes, Google Play, it's Amazon, it's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Buy the audiobook, okay? Come on now, it's August. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us again for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.